Today I am just going live for almost, I can say this is a gratitude live. We are getting inquiries from all parts of world about how to treat the diseases right. Now, why this is important? Why this is important? How to treat right? Let me tell you the secret behind it. People have now understood that whatever medical treatment we do, whatever the best medical services we have all over the globe are insufficient to fight corona. Because if this would not have been true, the greatest powers in medical development, the greatest powers in medical healthcare, USA, Italy, Canada, Europe, whole of the Europe, would not have suffered so much. So suddenly there is a realization, oh my God, something is missing. There is a sudden realization among people that something is missing. This probably is not the best healthcare because we can't fight the virus, right? So this coronavirus is now making people realize that the modern healthcare, the medical healthcare, is not the best way for treatment from all kind of cases. Till now, people used to believe for whatever we have, there is an answer in medical system for whatever we have. Now they realize, no, medical science is not everything. Medical science, the medical researches, the medicines, the injections, the surgeries, and all the medical advancement is not everything in healthcare. Now, this is probably something very important we should learn from corona. This is very important learning because unless we realize that we are lacking something, we are not going to actually try to understand some different concepts. Means if we close our mind, we cannot learn more. Corona have opened people's mind by showing that this medical healthcare cannot really save you. There is only 3% death rate for corona, and they are actually happening. There is hardly any country showing the death rate below 2.5 to 3%. See, it is the death rate associated with corona, not that saving 97% people. In fact, corona doesn't have the lethality to kill more than 30% people. In some cases, it is getting more. In fact, you'll be surprised to know the highest kind of a death rate is present in the best medical science, medical healthcare developed nations, Italy and US. They are showing the highest death rate. Why? How can you explain this? How can you explain this that the most highly developed healthcare centers in the world are showing the highest death rate? One factor is that, now this is going to be an important factor because this is the center of today's discussion. One most important factor is that they are having highest number of chronic disease sufferers. See, in the population, if you see the population, India is known as the diabetes capital of the world, but not because of the percentage of people having diabetes in India. It is because of number of people, because of more population. But if you see, chronic diseases are rampant everywhere. When I studied the Italy's details, so many people dying. So they were senior citizen, one. But the most important second thing, they had some or the other chronic diseases. So people who were infected were also among those having diseases, and people who died were mostly those people having some or the other chronic diseases. So now we come to the question. What is the best way to protect from corona? What is the best way to protect from corona? One of the most important ways, obviously, whatever government is telling, whatever doctors are telling you, please listen to them and take all the precautions. Wash your hands well, wear mask whenever necessary. If you are completely normal and not at high risk, you need not wear the mask. But if you are in a high risk area, please wear the mask. Take all the precautions. That is mandatory. I'm not talking about that. That is mandatory. You need to do. You need to follow social distancing, everything. But what more than that? Is there something more than that you can do to actually prevent corona? And the answer is yes. See, if you are a scientific person, if you are a person with open mind, you are already started seeing that corona is affecting chronic disease sufferers. Why? Why it is infecting chronic disease sufferers? Because chronic disease sufferers have low immunity. Simple. Chronic disease sufferers have low immunity, as well as one more important thing, the way they are getting treatment. Now this is a very sensitive matter, please understand. See, chronic disease, whosoever is suffering from any chronic disease is actually getting some kind of a treatment, some kind of a controlled treatment. For example, diabetic is getting some medicine to control the blood sugar. Hypertensive means one who is suffering from high blood pressure is getting some medicine to control high blood pressure. So if you are having autoimmune diseases, you are getting steroids or maybe immunosuppressants to control the immune system overall. So in a way, you are seeing everywhere you are trying to control and suppress the immunity. Now, this is the biggest problem behind current treatment of chronic diseases. See, all this treatment are focusing only on control and suppression of immune system. Now, if you are controlling and suppressing the immune system, you are actually at a higher risk of suffering from any infection, including corona. And if you are having immunity right and strong, you don't have a higher risk. In fact, you have a low risk of catching corona, and obviously nearly no risk from death due to corona. Because it is, see, if you study the statistic from Italy, only 1.19% people are actually without chronic disease over time. So the best way to corona is treat your chronic diseases right. Simple. Now what do I mean by treat your chronic diseases right? See, people go to my random videos and then I get emails and people ask question, sir, I am taking this medicine for my chronic disease. Okay, let me point out exactly. Currently, I am taking steroid and methotrexate for my arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis or ankylosing spondylitis or whatever. Am I more prone for corona infection? The answer is pretty simple. Yes. If you are taking immunosuppressants, you are more prone for corona infections. Okay. Now this was about directly immunosuppressant drug. But if somebody is taking antibiotics, see, antibiotics again lowers immunity. Anti-diabetics or see, most of these drugs who are having label as anti-allergic, anti-histamine, nearly the same, some differences. Antibiotics, anti-inflammatories. So, and then chemotherapy drugs, all these reduce immunity. So, the best way to prevent corona is to take the right treatment. And here we propose that you should go for the root cause treatment, the root cause genetic treatment, and this is going to cure and reverse your disease first. And also, safeguard you from corona. So in corona times, people are worrying about corona. I think you should start worrying about your chronic disease. So whatever disease you are suffering from, it is the right time to take the right treatment. I'll repeat, it is the right time to take the right treatment for whatever chronic disease you are suffering from. And this is probably the most important message everybody should know. Because otherwise, you'll just wonder, okay, I am having chronic disease and I don't do anything. If I don't do anything, I'm actually inviting corona. Because my immunity is low, my resistance, the body's resistance to fight against disease is actually low. And if the body's resistance to fight against disease is actually low, what do you think? Will I catch corona easily or will I be safe from corona? I will obviously catch corona easily, right? So the most important message I want to give, there are 3 messages I want to pass with this Facebook Live. 1, take all the precautions told by WHO, government, Prime Minister and doctors. 2nd, treat your chronic diseases right. 3rd, focus on immunity. That is the only thing which is going to save you. There is no medicine which can save you. There are some medicines in homeopathic which people are not accepting as a general statement. So if you forget about homeopathy, then there is no particular medicine in homeopathy to save you from corona infections. So homeopathic medicine, if you are taking, that is great. But if you are just taking control medicines for chronic diseases, you are at higher risk. How do I know that? Ask to Italy people, ask to USA people, ask to whole of the Europe why they are catching it more. Simple. They are taking more medications. They are actually taking medicines for everything. And hence, their immunity is low and hence they are catching more diseases. Simple. Right? Now, I want you to pass this message to as many people as possible because, see, if you want to save yourself, nation, society, your friends, please spread this message. I am going to do from my side. What is the best way to save corona? Best way to prevent corona? The best way to prevent corona is treat yourself right and focus on immunity. I am sure you are going to pass this message because this is the most important message people should understand and people should know. Thank you. I would like to keep this short and sweet so that you can share it to as many people as possible. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.